Look, I need to be completely honest with you. 6 months ago, I was drowning in paperwork. I'm talking literally drowning. I was working 70-hour weeks. My staff was overwhelmed, and I was still falling behind on document preparation. Sound familiar? Here's the crazy part. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I cut my legal document prep time by 87% without hiring a single new person. And no, this isn't some clickbait nonsense. I'm talking about real, measurable results that completely transformed my practice. Stay with me now, because what I'm about to share could save you hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I share practical strategies for running a more efficient legal practice. In today's video, this one's special because it's about the single biggest game changer I've implemented in my career. Now, before we dive in, let me paint you a picture of where I was. Every morning, I'd walk into my office and see stacks of documents that needed to be prepared. Contracts, pleadings, discovery requests, settlement agreements, you name it. And here's the kicker. Most of these documents were 80% identical to ones I've already created, but I was reusing them efficiently. Not. I was recreating the wheel every single time. My team was spending hours formatting, double checking clauses, and making sure everything was consistent. It was insane. So, what changed? Legal documentation automation, but not the way you may think. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Document automation sounds expensive and complicated. That's exactly what I thought as well. I looked at some of the big enterprise solutions and they wanted $50,000 upfront plus monthly fees that would make your accountant cry. But here's what I discovered, and this is crucial. You don't need some massive complex system to get incredible results. All you need is the right approach. So let me break it down exactly what I did step by step. First, I audited every document my practice created over 3 months. This was an eye-opening exercise. We were creating over 200 different document types, but 90% of our time was spent on just 20 document categories, the classic 80-20 rule in action. Now, the biggest time wasters, contract templates, discovery documents, standard pleadings. These were documents we created multiple times per week, sometimes multiple times per day. Second, I realized that most of our documents followed predictable, repeatable patterns. A purchase agreement always needed the same sections, just with different detail. Discovery requests followed standard formats. Even complex litigation documents had repeatable structures. This is where legal document automation becomes powerful. Now, here's something that might surprise you. The technology isn't the hard part. The hard part is actually organizing your templates properly. Most lawyers I know have templates scattered across their computers, shared drives, email folders, USB drives, etc. But good luck finding the right version of what you need when you need it. So I implemented what I call the TemplateVault method. And no, that's not just a fancy name. It's a systematic approach to organizing and automating your document creation process. Here's how it works. Step one, you centralize everything. Every template, every clause library, every standard paragraph goes into one organized system. No more hunting through folders or asking your paralegal where they saved the contract templates from last month. Everything in one organized system. Step two, standardize your variables. Now, this is huge. Instead of manually typing clients' names, dates, and case numbers every single time, you create smart templates that automatically populate this information for you. Step three, build clause libraries. Now, those standard paragraphs you use over and over, turn them into reusable components. Need a force majeure clause? Click and insert. Need standard discovery language? One click. But here's where it gets really interesting. And this is the part that cut my prep time by 87%. Once you have your templates organized and your variables standardized, you can start creating what I call smart documents. Now, these aren't just templates, they're documents that think. Now, for example, when I create a new contract, I answer a few simple questions. What type of contract? Who are the parties? What's the transaction value? The system then automatically selects the right clauses, populates the variables, and creates a complete first draft. What used to take my team 2 hours now takes 15 minutes. And that's not an exaggeration. Now, I can see some of you thinking, this sounds too good to be true. And I get it. I was skeptical about it as well. But let me share some specific numbers. Before automation, our average contract took 2.5 hours to prepare from start to finish. After automation, 22 minutes. That's not just faster, that's transformational. Discovery documents, they used to take 4 hours on average. Now, 35 minutes. Standard pleadings, down from 3 hours to 25 minutes. And here's the beautiful part, the quality actually improved. Why? Because we eliminated the human errors that come from retyping information and reformatting documents. But wait, there's more. The time savings are just the beginning. When you implement legal document automation properly, you get consistency across all your documents. Your formatting is perfect every single time. Your clauses are up to date, your branding is consistent, your clients notice the difference. Plus, your staff becomes more productive and less stressed. Instead of spending their time on repetitive formatting tasks, they can focus on higher value work like research, client communication, and case strategy. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. You're probably wondering about the learning curve and implementation time. Here's the truth. Yes, there is an upfront investment of time. It took me about 2 weeks to properly organize my first 50 templates. But here's what's crazy. I recouped that time investment in the first month. And once the system is set up, adding new templates takes minutes, not hours. The key is starting with your highest volume documents. Now, don't try to automate everything all at once in your excitement. Just pick the 5 document types you create most often and start there. For me, those were service agreements, demand letters, discovery requests, settlement agreements, and standard motions. These 5 document types represented about 60% of our document preparation time. And once I had those automated, the results were immediate and obvious. My team was finishing documents faster with fewer errors, and they actually enjoyed the work more. Now, here's something really important, and this is where a lot of lawyers go wrong. Document automation isn't about replacing human judgment. It's not. It's about eliminating the tedious, repetitive tasks so you can focus on the strategic, high-value work that actually requires your expertise. You're still reviewing every document. You're still customizing for specific client needs. You're still applying your legal knowledge and experience. You're just not wasting your time on formatting and retyping information. Let me give you a real example. Last month, I had a client who needed a complex commercial lease agreement. In the old days, before document automation, this would have been a full day project. My paralegal would have found an old lease template, spent hours updating it, cross-referencing clauses, and formatting everything. With the document automation, I answered a 10-question form about the lease terms. The system generated a complete first draft in under 5 minutes, and then I spent 30 minutes reviewing and customizing it for the specific situation. Total time, 35 minutes instead of 8 hours. How does that sound? That's the power of legal document automation. And here's something else that surprised me. Clients love it. Clients love it. They get their documents faster with fewer errors and at a lower cost. It is a win-win-win situation. Now, if you're thinking about implementing this in your practice, let me give you some practical advice. First, like I said, start small. Don't go trying to automate everything. Pick one document type that you create frequently and automate just that one. Get comfortable with the process before you start expanding. Second, it's always best to involve your team. Your paralegals and assistants are the ones who know where the inefficiencies are. They'll have great insights about which templates need the most work. Third, think about your clause libraries. These are gold. Every standard paragraph, every boilerplate section, every frequently used clause should be in your library. Fourth, don't forget about version control. One of the biggest benefits of a centralized template system is that everyone always uses the most current version. No more outdated templates floating around. And finally, measure your results. Track how long documents take before and after automation. The numbers will motivate you to keep expanding the system. Now, I want to be clear about something. This isn't about cutting corners or reducing the quality of your work. It's about being more efficient with the administrative tasks so you can focus on what really matters, serving your clients and growing your practice. The 87% time reduction I mentioned, that's just on document preparation. But the ripple effects are huge. When you're not spending all your time on paperwork, you can take on more clients, provide better service, and actually have a life outside the office. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one document type that you create at least once a week. Time how long it takes to prepare currently. Then think about how you could template and automate that process. I guarantee you'll find opportunities to save time and improve consistency. And if you want to learn more about implementing legal document automation in your practice, I've put together a free resource guide that walks you through the entire process step by step. You can find the link in the description below. Before you go, let me know in the comments, what's the most time-consuming document type in your practice? I read every comment, and I might even create a follow-up video showing exactly how to automate your specific situation. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical legal practice tips. And remember, the goal isn't to work harder, it's to work smarter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.